For me, at least, in all of the pregame hype, was the standing ovation for their new manager, Lou Piniella. Then time to play some baseball. For the 7th straight year, Ron Guidry opened for the Yanks. Very impressive. Early, he went through the first inning with just 8 pitches thrown.
The runners go.
Butch Weiniger provided the Yankee pitchers with all of the runs they needed today. Right here, a 3-run home run. That came off Bud Black. It is the 2nd inning, and the Yankees lead 3-0 in the 4th. Al McRae lifts Guidry into the seats. This one just sort of blows into the seats. A man on, and that makes it 3-2. The Royals right back in it. In the 5th, Guidry strikes out the side, but limps off with a calf muscle pull that he injured back in spring training. It is not serious, and he should be ready to go next time out. Bottom of the 5th, Willie Randolph drives in Bobby Meacham, and Meacham will score on the play as he hustles in, and the Yankees lead 4-2. And really, that's all the offense in this ballgame. Wilson played a great center field today for the Royals. Watch the nice play right here on that little soft fly ball by Renicky. Rod Scurry came out in the 6th, does a great job. He struck out the side in the 7th inning. Nice job by Scurry. Then in the 7th, watch this. Lonnie Smith taking Willie Randolph out a little deep at second base. Yeah, both guys are down for a while. Lou really not happy with this. This is his first official umpire discussion of the year. In the 9th, Rigetti is in there, tying run at the plate, crowd cheering, a strikeout in the game, 4-2 Yanks, and some opening day adrenaline for the Yankees stopper.
Yeah, it does. First, it gives you goosebumpers because of all the excitement, all the people, and the energy they create. But then once the game gets going, and you're a reliever like myself, and you know you're going to pitch in the 9th inning, and you see the ball game being close. You get nervous until you get your ball in your hand, and you want to just get out there. You're in a hurry to get out there, and until that time comes, you do it. You have butterflies on your stomach.
They knew before I went out there that it was bothering me because they kept on telling me, look, if it hurts, don't throw. You know, they kept on telling me that kind of stuff because they're worried about your health. They're worried about making sure that you don't have an injury to where you're going to hurt the team. I mean, if I have to pull the pitching staff through and be a force on the pitching staff, then I have to pitch. So I was looking for a slider kind of down and in, and he threw a fastball in, and I saw it good. I just reacted. I knew I hit it good, and normally, I don't do anything. Running the first, I was screaming at that ball to get out.
And it did get out for Hernandez.
We get a look at the new Yankee pitcher, Dave Rigetti, and I like the way Lou did not hesitate. He had his mind made up. As we mentioned up here, he wasn't going to go along with Scurry. You've got Rigetti and Fisher down there for a reason, and as soon as he hit Lonnie Smith with that pitch, even though he pitched very effectively, he ran right out to the mound, took the ball, said, good job, I'm going to my closer.
Now, you're right. You don't like to see a manager sort of hesitate and second-guess himself and always wait that one batter too long.
Quite often that happens. The manager gets himself in a position where he brings his ace into a tie game or even when you're behind, and then after the game you look back and say, that guy's out there to save the game, not mop the game up.
Right. Rod Rags, he was in 74 ball games last year. Jim, what's the most you ever appeared in one season?
I think 60-some. High 50s, low 60s.
They weren't using the relief pitcher quite as much.
No, I think it goes more by, you can be in a lot of games if you're not called on to warm up a lot or pitch an extended period of innings. I think most managers have learned over the years to limit their ace to 2 innings, regardless of what happens in the game. Don't get tempted to leave them in for 3 or 4.
Yeah, that does happen occasionally. Then you lose them for maybe 3 days. All right, Willie Wilson now facing Dave Rigetti with Lonnie Smith at first and 1 man out. How do you like this? That curveball is contagious.
Either the Yankee pitchers have good curveballs or Weiniger's a curveball catcher. We're going to find out. We know Scurry has an outstanding curveball, and so does Rigetti, of course, to go along with that blazing fastball.
How do you like that? That had to throw Willie Wilson off. There's the fastball. Foul. He was late on that one. In the upper deck, 0-2. So Rags is ahead.
Oh, and Wilson really hasn't shown the years as effective and as good a player as he's been in the big leagues. He cannot really handle a good fastball from a left-hand pitcher.
Oh, no. He showed that in the World Series and other games, playoff games. Ooh, we had a little mustard on that low and away. Morrow coaching at third.
I mentioned the crowd today. The previous high for an opening day crowd was in 1983, 55,579. Today, once again, 55,602.
A bouncer. They'll get one. They won't get two. Oh, man. He could have hurt himself and Willie Randolph. I think Lonnie Smith hurt himself more than he hit Willie because he hit the bag, but that was uncalled for, really.
Well, I tell you, the fans are getting on him, but they're looking at in Lonnie Smith, and we hope neither one of them is hurt as we get a look at the breaking ball for Maggette down in the strike zone. But I doubt there is a player in baseball, maybe with the exception of a Don Baylor, that goes into second base and he caught his foot there. That was a little bit of an over-aggressive slide.
It was, because his right spike shoe was beyond second base, and it hits Willie Randolph before it hits the bag. Watch this. See that right there? Oh, man. And Piniella's trying to say that he went out of his way to get Randolph, but he did not go out of the baseline to get him, and you're allowed to do that. Slide to the bag.
If you slide 6 feet to the left or to the right to get a second baseman, then an umpire will call an automatic double play.
Right.
And, of course, Lou's protecting Willie right there, but all Lonnie Smith did was make an over-aggressive slide.
Yeah, I know that's right.
There we get a look at the shovel toss over. Now, here's a look at the slide. See, Lonnie always slides late. He's notorious for sliding even on his successful steals at the last minute. And there, of course, he just slid a little too hard and a little too far.
He might be a little late. He might not even be able to play tomorrow the way he really did. All right, here's George Brett, who has struck out, walked and scored, and bounced to first base.
Lou's got the matchup he wanted. He wanted, if Brett came up in a situation like this late in the game, Righetti's the one you want to have facing him.
Absolutely. One ball, one strike. 2 men out. Yankees leading 4-2 in the top of the 8th.
Mentioned earlier in the game how important it is for a lineup to contain 2 or 3 productive hitters, and Brett has pretty much been on his own the last couple of years. And here, a hitter like McRae can be very helpful to the Royals if he's productive.
Oh, yeah. Oh, good scoop there on a 1-hop by Weiniger.
See, not many teams are going to let George Brett beat them or pitchers. And as a result, even though there we get a look at the breaking ball, and a good play by Weiniger. A little late getting out there, but he made a good reflex action, blocked that ball.
All right, I don't think they're going to give in to Brett. It's 3-1. Nope, they didn't. He threw him a breaking pitch again and walked him.
You know, a lot of managers really would say you don't want to walk a guy. First base isn't open. If first base was open, you might walk him automatically. But George Brett, the quality hitter that he is, and the number of great days he's had here at Yankee Stadium, they're going to put the pressure on Hal McRae.
Oh, yeah.
Let's look at Brian Fisher warming up in the Yankee bullpen.
All right, 2 men are out, first and second. Brett is at first, and Willie Wilson at second, and McRae is 2 for 3. Strike 1. Nothing but breaking pitches. McRae bounced to short, hit a 2-run homer to the opposite field, and then singled to right field. Oh, now what was that?
I don't know if that was his good moving fastball or if there was something on it. Watch the movement on this pitch.
Down and away. Yeah. It came kind of side arm, and maybe...
Well, the way he was out front, I think it was an off-speed pitch.
Yeah. All right, 0-2. Righetti's getting tricky. Fans want a strikeout. hit that pitch up there. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Well, we saw Black do that a couple of innings ago. Remember, you mentioned overthrowing. That's a case where he wanted to just snap off the best curveball he's ever thrown, and that's usually when the ball sails high and away.
Good breaking pitch. He'll step on a bag, fags, and that'll do it. So the combination gets them out. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 2 men left at the end of 7 1/2. Yankees 4 and the Royals 2.
Well, and Willie Wilson with that great speed in center field that we've been talking about all day, of course, did a great job of cutting a ball off early in the game and has now made his second shoestring catch. That one was just sensational. Points up a little difference in the gloves that the guys are using today versus 20 years ago. Dude, look at that play right there.
Never made that catch way back then.
No, with the glove that your whole hand fit into, you'd have no chance. But great speed and great hands and great reach.
Yep.
Anticipation, all of those. And Wilson's had himself quite a day defensively, even though he's 0 for 4 at the plate. There's a look at tomorrow's pitching matchups. Left-hander Charlie Liebrandt against the Yankee right-hander Ed Whitson. We'll have that game for you tomorrow night at 7:30.
A lot of folks, so used to the 8 o'clock start that you got to keep reminding them 7:30. I know I'm so used to it, I might join you in the 3rd inning contest.
What's new?
I said this kid, this rookie is pretty sharp.
White put me up to that. I couldn't have thought of that.
Outside, and it's 1-1 on Frank White, who's lined to left, struck out, and hit back to the box.
And to remind him, in addition to the new starting time, is the fact that Ron Guidry left this game in the 5th inning.
He ripped that one.
White rips a line drive into left center field to lead off the 9th inning. Guidry had to leave this game after 5 innings with a strained calf muscle. Scurry came on with 2 1/3 very effective innings, and now Righetti trying to close the door, but White leads off the 9th with a solid single to left center.
All right, and here's Balboni. Steve has bounced to second, fly to center, and walked. That was the only walk that Scurry allowed. And as Jim Cott told you, you don't want to let the big man beat you or tie up the ball game. They don't have too much power in their lineup. This is one of their power hitters. Low ball 1.
Well, with Motley on deck, the Yankees still have the best of it in the matchups here because you've got Righetti on the mound, and probably the best pinch hitter the Royals have is George Orta, who is a left-hand hitter.
Let's see, Richie Garcia.
Pointing into the Yankee dugout at someone or something.
I think it has something to do with the picture on the right center field scoreboard that they have out there. I don't think they're supposed to have anything moving, and they had Garcia moving around, and then they had a little bit of... now that's all right, putting it up like that, where the picture is still of Balboni.
Those hitters don't want any distraction.
None whatsoever. 1-1 the count, nobody out. Oh, he had that one by him. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
See, that's that good high fastball. Balboni's an example of hitters as you see him swing through that high pitch. More right-hand hitters today are good low fastball hitters. Years ago, you wouldn't dare pitch a right-hand hitter up in the strike zone. But the book on him is he's a pretty good low fastball hitter. And with Righetti's fastball, he'll get it by him upstairs.
There. Oh, man, how'd he lay off that? 2-2.
Now he's got a choice. Is he going to come back with that high fastball, or is he going to the breaking ball? That's the thoughts going through a pitcher's mind right now.
And the hitter, right? Holy cow! He had to be looking for the curve both times because he took pitches, pretty good pitches. 3-2. Going
with a fastball.
Line right. right at Meacham. Oh, boy. Yankees scored a break there. And Bobby said, if it's hit to you, I'm covering second base. One man out.
That's a case of a 3-2 pitch. The hitter's always in the driver's seat. Percentage of the time you're going to get that fastball. That's what he got right there. Unfortunately for Righetti, he hit it right at the shortstop.
You mean for Balboni?
No, I say fortunately for Righetti.
Fortunately. Okay.
I mean, Balboni couldn't have hit the ball any better than that.
No.
But that's where a pitcher tips his cap and says, thank you, Abner. Abner Doubleday put those 8 guys out there, all in good positions.
Yes, he did.
Catch up with the majority of the pitcher's mistakes.
All right, Darryl Motley now has doubled and struck out twice. Right one.
That's big out, too. We talk about the game of baseball. The important things are first. The first out, the first strike, the first run, right? And that first out in the 9th inning with a double play still in order. Real important.
1-1 the count. Yankees lead 4-2 here in the top of the 9th. Dave Righetti trying to wrap up the Yankees' first win of the year and his first save. Good pitch. He took a little bit off that one.
And I'm sure Ron Guidry sitting down in the Yankee clubhouse with a few anxious moments as we get a look at Righetti's good breaking ball catch in the outside corner, because Guidry has never won an opening day.
I know it. That could be 2. Oh, he bobbled it. Holy cow! Bobbled it twice. He'll only get 1 error, but it'll be an error. And he could have got the one sure, but he wanted that double play so badly that he just hurried the play.
There we get a look at Righetti's curveball. Got the perfect pitch. Taylor-made double play.
Didn't take his eye off the...
Just didn't make the play.
Nope.
Well, that's when now Righetti has got to call upon a little reservoir of mental toughness right here, because I'm sure when that ball was hit, he said that's the ball game, like everybody else did. But it wasn't, and he's got a job to do now with first and second and 1 out.
All right, Jim Sundberg has bounced a short, bounced to first, and struck out. Foul tip, strike 1.
Nobody pulling harder for Dave Righetti right now than Bobby Meacham. I mean, he's had a fantastic day up till now with 2 hits and 2 stolen bases, but of course the one thing that everybody's going to remember right now up till this point is that was a game-ending double play ball.
Yep. I know the feeling. You make an error, the chance to tie or lose the ball game, and you're rooting for that pitcher to strike a couple of guys out and then pop them up. 1-1, and in situations like this, there are some infielders who, after they make an error, kind of dread the next ball hit them. And others say, hit the ball to me.
The good ones say, hit the ball.
Yep. That's upstairs out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
The ones that say, don't hit it to me anymore, are either playing in the minor leagues or not playing at all.
Yeah.
That's one of the mental parts of this game, the mental toughness, is when you go through spells like that, you've got to have the ability to say, hit me the next one, I'll turn it over.
That's for sure. They'll be gone. 1 ball, 2 strikes. A little high, 2-2. Outside, 3-2.
Same pitch he made on Balboni. It seems to be a bit of an off-speed pitch that he's thrown. A little tailing fastball, almost like a 3/4 fastball. Not his real blazer.
All right, let's see if the runners go. They don't go. And a base hit to center field, but the run might not score because Frank White was hustling back, thinking it might be caught, so the bases are loaded with 1 out.
And Dick Hauser's going to call on his bench right here. We get a look at Righetti's fastball. 3-2 fastball, of course, right in the strike zone. Sundberg hit it well. As you see, Willie Randolph just missed that ball, which meant that Frank White had to hold up briefly, and as a result, as Scooter mentioned, he wasn't able to score. Now we're going to get Greg Pryor,
and he has always had a lot of success against Yankee pitching over the years. At one time in the Yankee organization.
Buddy Biancalana went in to play shortstop in the bottom of the 8th inning, and now Pryor will pinch hit for Biancalana. There's Lou Piniella checking his defensive alignment and pulling for a ground ball.
Yep. All right, bases loaded, 1 out, and the slider is high, ball 1.
Dick Hauser in the Royals.
Yeah. Dick gives that gum a workout. Full foul.
And is so often the case in all sports, it comes down, no matter how much offense, home runs, it's defense.
Oh, yes.
And that's, of course, what's been the key play in this inning right here. A defensive miscue by Bobby Meacham on a surefire double play ball. And it's got the Yankees in a bases-loaded 1-out jam.
There they are, bases full of Royals. And strike 2, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now here's where Righetti, he's been ahead on most of the hitters, but then come back to run 3 and 2 counts.
Well, that's where a pitcher sometimes, if he takes a defensive approach by saying, I don't want him to hit the ball, as opposed to saying, I'm going to make him hit the ball and I'm going to make him hit my pitch.
The Yankee fans want that strikeout. And a fly ball hit to left field. Fairly well, but foul. You can see Pryor choking up on the bat, not swinging hard, just trying to get a piece of it. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 man out. Roy White with his arms folded, and the Yankees a little tense right now in the dugout. Popped him up, but it's going to be out of play back in the stands.
Well, as you mentioned, Pryor not taking a big swing, just trying to make contact. He only has 14 lifetime home runs, so you would consider him a home run hitter.
The thing that scares me is Righetti tries to throw the fastball by him. When you throw that good fastball, you don't have to swing too hard for the ball to carry.
Well, that's where movement's so important to late movement. Then you can throw that fastball and challenge hitters in this situation, because with that good movement, it's tough for the hitter to get the barrel of the bat on the ball.
All right, 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Struck him out. Oh, Righetti's first strikeout, but a big one. 2 out now. The base is loaded, and a tough Lonnie Smith.
Here we get a look at it. Breaking ball.
Oh, man, that was
out of the strike zone.
Yeah.
Out of the strike zone, but when you've got 2 strikes on the hitter, as we point out so often, if you get ahead of that hitter, you expand the strike zone. He's going to chase more pitches.
All right, Lonnie Smith robbed of a base hit on an outstanding play by Dale Berra in the first inning. Bounced to third, struck out, and then was hit with a pitch last time up. 2 out, and the bases loaded, and the Yankees leading by 2. Ball 1, low and away. Oh, he went after a bad pitch out of the strike zone. 1-1.
Of course, Righetti has faced Lonnie Smith many times before. When you know your hitters, and you know Lonnie Smith, he's not going up there looking for a base on balls. There you get a look at the pitch, well out of the strike zone, and that's why you can throw an aggressive hitter like that, some breaking balls, not be too concerned about the ball being in the strike zone, because he's a free swinger.
Boy, he really is.
Last thing he'd want to do right now is walk. He wants to swing the bat.
1 ball, 1 strike. Oh, good. He was a little late on that. A hard foul back. 1
somewhat of a fastball, but he's thrown a couple pitches today that have really tailed away. There you see Lou Piniella celebrating his first win as a big league manager.
Oh, that's a big one.
Oh, it's a anyway. All these guys are going to be very happy to get over with.
Right. What an inning. Bases loaded. They leave the bases loaded. The final score, the Yankees 4 and the Royals 2.